Good morning and welcome back to Adventure Planet, where today is finally the day where I get to head back to Germany and begin my EU mini-series, traveling throughout Europe, taking in a number of awesome theme parks along the way. Now I thought today I'd just do a little bit of a travel vlog, just documenting my travels from here at Adventure Planet HQ in the southwest of England onwards to Terminal 3 at Heathrow and beyond. Now in terms of budget, I've gone a little bit more expensive than I would usually do for a trip like this. Not by too much, but just a little bit. And I'll share that info as we get through this video in terms of car rental, accommodation, and flights. Like I say, a little bit more expensive, but not by too much. In terms of the trip itself then, we'll be heading into Stuttgart, Germany, where we'll be picking up a car rental and then driving for about an hour, 40 minutes to my accommodation very, very close to Europa Park, where we'll be spending 2 days visiting that park before then heading up for about a 4-hour drive north through Germany up to Phantasialand, where we'll be staying at the absolutely incredible Charles Lindbergh Hotel, which is an awesomely steampunk themed hotel with a little aeronautical cabin that you stay in that looks directly over one of the best flying coasters in the world, Fly. Really looking forward to that trip. It's going to be pretty spectacular. From there, we'll be heading across into the Netherlands, where we'll be visiting the Efteling, 2-day visit to that park as well, and again we'll be staying on site there at the Hotel Bosrijk, before finally wrapping up the trip itself, heading across into Belgium and Plopsaland to Panne, where I'll be riding the Ride to Happiness by Tomorrowland for the very first time. And as I said in the last vlog, really looking forward to that one, expecting a shift in my top 5, maybe even top 3 with that one. It's going to be absolutely superb, really looking forward to it. Yeah, riding that for the first time, I've heard a lot of good things, so we'll see, and I'll give you my impressions as soon as I get off of that ride. As you can see now, it's about 5:35 in the morning here. I've got a taxi taking me to Terminal 3 Heathrow in about 25 minutes. I've got a couple more things to do around the house, just kind of a few more things to pack and just to make sure everything's nice and secure here before I leave. So yeah, come with me as we experience an absolutely awesome 9 nights, 10 days traveling throughout Europe. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I booked it towards the end of last year. It's come around really fast. Really looking forward to this. It should be an absolutely great trip. So yeah, come along with me as we head to Heathrow. Let's go. And so after a pretty dreary 1-hour drive on the motorway then, I finally arrived here at Terminal 3 in Heathrow. Now in terms of the flight, I'm flying with BA, because personally for me, I've never had any issues with BA. BA or Virgin Atlantic are usually my preferred carriers anyway. And yes, of course, there are more budget airlines that you can choose to fly to Germany, obviously, but with BA, my one-way ticket to Stuttgart was actually only £70 via the Skyscanner app, which actually I thought wasn't too bad. Now that doesn't include any checked-in luggage, only carry-on luggage, which just includes a small suitcase and a laptop bag or kind of shoulder bag that I've got here. Now it's due to take off at 9:05 a.m, landing in Stuttgart at 11:45 a.m. local time. So just a 1-hour, 40-minute flight. And as soon as I get to Stuttgart, I'll be heading to the car rental kiosks to pick up my car rental. So let's head in, let's get through security, let's get on the flight, and I'll see you again in Germany. And here we are then on arrival in Stuttgart, Germany after just a 1 hour 25-minute flight. So yeah, nicely ahead of schedule. Started taxiing at 9:05, bang on time, and touchdown in Stuttgart at 11:30 local time. So yeah, really good, really nice flight, no turbulence at all, nice and smooth, and even was given a Nutri-Grain cereal bar and a bottle of water to get me through the flight. So yeah, really, really impressive. Again, thumbs up to BA. Now, obviously in the airport now, Stuttgart Airport, I'm getting a car rental from a company called 60, that's SIXT, and I got this again through the Skyscanner app at a relatively reasonable rate, but I'll speak more about that when I've actually got the car. So let's head over and grab the keys. And here I am with my rental then, and yeah, it looks quite nice, and yeah, here we go. It's an Audi A3, and apparently they've only just taken receipt of this, so I'm the first person to rent this one out. Yeah, really nice. Like I say, if you're traveling on your own or with a partner, there's some pretty decent boot space in the back here as well. It's a 5-door, back seats, and yeah, it looks really, really nice. So yeah, happy with that. I'm not quite sure I'm going to manage to get in on this side though. They parked extremely close to the wall. But yeah, the interior looks nice. Let's squeeze in a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, all looks really nice, really comfortable. Do like a nice Audi. A little bit about this though, in terms of price, this actually cost me £700 to rent this across 10 days. And you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute, that's insanely expensive. And you're right, it is very expensive. However, the main reason why it costs so much is there was actually a £320 fee added on for dropping it back in a different country. Obviously, I'm picking this up from Stuttgart and we'll be dropping it off in Brussels in Belgium. So for that, it was an extra £320, which, you know, was almost as much as actually renting the car for those 10 days in the first place. So I would suggest that if you are thinking of coming down to Stuttgart, maybe doing this trip that I'm doing, I would advise public transport. It's nice and easy out here for public transport. The trains, the buses, even the taxis, they're really, really easy to use. And that's obviously a much, much cheaper option. The other reason that I did actually pay a little bit more for this car, this isn't actually the one I originally had ordered, is because it is an automatic transmission. Now, usually if you go for the cheapest car rental in these European countries, you will be provided with a manual transmission, which is actually what I had when we visited Poland last year. Now, the problem with that is obviously they're left-hand drives, so there may be quite a few of you out there potentially that may not feel very comfortable actually changing gear with your right hand. I certainly never really got 100% comfortable with it in Poland, so I thought, you know what, this time I'm doing a lot more driving, so I'm going to switch, pay a little bit more for the automatic. It actually didn't turn out that much more. I think it was something like £100 over the course of the 10 days to get this. So yeah, pretty happy with that. But like I say, I've not really done this on a very cheap budget. It was always going to be slightly more expensive, so it's just another added cost to the trip. However, I'm going to head down to my hotel now. It's about a 1 hour 40-minute drive away, and that was obviously the other thing. For those of you that know Germany, know Europa Park, you might be thinking, hang on a minute, why is he flying into Stuttgart? The closest airport to Europa Park is Baden-Baden, and they actually have a Europa Park shuttle that runs from that airport to the park. However, again, it was all to do with dropping the car off in Brussels afterwards. Couldn't find any car rental companies at Baden-Baden that were willing to let me drive the car into a different country. So unfortunately, I had to get a car from Stuttgart, which meant flying into Stuttgart. It doesn't add too much time onto travel. I think the hotel is about an extra 45 minutes away over what it would have been if I flew into Baden-Baden. So I'm going to head down there now. And yeah, and when we get to the hotel, I'll show you the room and take you around the hotel a little bit. Looking forward to this. Hopefully the rain starts to clear up as well. A little bit dreary here today, as you might have seen outside the plane window, but hopefully we're going to look good for tomorrow. Let's head to the hotel. here we are at my accommodation then. 1 hour, 40-minute drive from the airport. This is the hotel restaurant Schiff. And yeah, in terms of location, it's really quite close to Europa Park, just 4 kilometers away. And yeah, love the aesthetic for this. Looks really, really good. In terms of price, this was about £220 going by today's exchange rate. So it works out at about £70 a night. I'll be staying here for 3 nights, obviously, whilst I do the 2-day at Europa Park. So let's head on in and I'll give you a little bit of a room tour. And so in terms of getting to your room then, just to the left side of the building here, there's this metal stairway that you head up to get to the rooms. Now it is quite an inclusive place. There's actually only 8 rooms. And yeah, it's very, very quiet today as well. But here's the door. Got my nice key here. And there we are. This lets you into the main part of the building here. Make sure that's closed. There's my room here, room number 4. Just round here as well, we've got some information leaflets there. Got a nice shoe shine machine as well, if you want, you know, want to do your shoes. You got a nice vending machine here as well, Coke Zero, orange apple, and a little seating area as well. So yeah, in terms of the rooms, you've got a couple of rooms here as well, and a couple more rooms at the top of the stairs here and through here. Little paintings on the wall, and then here is my room. Rooms are no smoking, but here we are. Worth to note as well that with these doors you actually have to lock them afterwards. They don't have the usual hotel the usual hotel doors there. But yeah, it's pretty small and it is only a single bed. However, it's just me here, and I think for what I need, this is pretty good, to be honest. You've got a nice desk here that I can do my editing on a little bit later. Nice 32-inch TV. Got a coffee and tea facilities here. My little vase with a bit of a sad looking flower in. Just in here we got the in-room safe. There we are. Some hangers and stuff on there as well. You got your drawer, which tells you how to work your coffee machine. Got a little in-room fridge there. And like I say, in terms of location, this is pretty perfect for Europa Park. Like I say, just 4 kilometers away. Some heating there. You've also got your air conditioner and heater as well up there, right underneath your bed. Some lighting there as well. Little bench for your case. Yeah, like I say, I'll do some editing on here a little bit later on, as a matter of fact, the very vlog you're watching. And then out here, I got my own little balcony, my own little terrace. And there you are, little seating area out here as well if you want a little bit of privacy. And that overlooks the staircase that we just came up. And yeah, I gotta say, in terms of surroundings, it's very, very quiet out here and quite picturesque actually. Drove through some very nice little villages on the way here. Yeah, so this is nice. Good Wi-Fi here as well, free parking. Yeah, you really can't go wrong, to be honest. And then through here is your bathroom and toilet. Yeah, quite nice. Stand-in shower there. Lots of space. Looks like a decent enough shower. And yeah, it's all very nice and clean and well maintained in here as well. Got some toiletries, vanity stuff there, your toilet, extractor fan there. Yeah, like I say, all very nice and clean. Got your towels and such. Got some shower gel and hair shampoo in there. Soap, you've got your hair dryer. Hello. And a nice lighted mirror there as well. And yeah, like I say, for £70 a night, I think this is pretty perfect. Like I say, it's a 10-minute drive from Europa Park, and also Funny World is pretty close to here as well. That's only about a 2-kilometer drive away if you do fancy something a little bit different. So yeah, really happy with the room. And like I say, this will be my base for the next 2 nights and 3 days while we visit Europa Park. And that pretty much wraps up then this little travel vlog out here to Germany, documenting my travels from the southwest of the UK through to Terminal 3 at Heathrow, onwards to Stuttgart, and then down to the hotel restaurant Schiff here in Germany. And I gotta say, the day as a whole has gone really well. Obviously we made up some time with the BA flight. The flight itself was nice and smooth, no turbulence whatsoever. The takeoff was good, landing was good, nothing to worry about with that whatsoever. Picking up the car, nice and straightforward, and the drive from the airport down to hotel restaurant Schiff, again, really simple and straightforward with no traffic congestion whatsoever. So yeah, in terms of that, it's gone really well. The hotel itself, really happy with, and like I say, in terms of location, nice and close to Europa Park, so really happy with that. Like I say, it's pretty exclusive, only 8 rooms, and nice and quiet here as well, which is really good. In terms of budget, yes, it can be done a lot cheaper. Like I say, you don't have to fly with BA. There's cheaper, more budget airlines out there to fly to Germany. And when it comes to the car as well, I have to say, you know, the fee for dropping it off in a different country, it borders on obscene. I mean, it's, you know, it eclipses the total cost of the rental that I paid for the car itself for those 10 days. In my opinion, there's something very wrong there. That is way overpriced and just isn't worth it, in my opinion. My advice would be that if you do want to do a trip similar to this, would be to try and take advantage of public transport. The trains, buses, taxis here are really simple and easy to use, and you would obviously save yourself a lot of money doing it that way. So if you are confident enough to come out here and use public transport, that would be my suggestion. You'd also save a bit of time as well, because actually you could then fly into Baden-Baden Airport, as mentioned earlier, get that exclusive shuttle directly to Europa Park, which saves you a little bit of time as well as money. Speaking of Europa Park though, that is the next stop on this trip. Cannot wait to get back to that park, riding the B&M Awesomeness, Silver Star, Woden, Blue Fire Mega Coaster, checking out all the flats, all the theming, the shows, and any updates for 2023, including the new construction going on in that new Croatia area and the Voltron coaster. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how far that construction has come along over the past couple of weeks and months. That's coming up next on the vlog though, which will be tomorrow. But until then, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed following along on the travels down here to Germany. But until tomorrow and Europa Park, as always, happy riding everybody, and I'll see you at Europa Park.